Hello, class. I am your teacher for Calculus AB 2021 or 2020 and 2021. And I'm going to teach you your first day. Lesson 1.1 lines. All right, the assignment for this will be posted on the Google Classroom site. I'm going to teach it real quick to you via video, and eventually I'm going to do this real time with you on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, where you can chime in and ask me questions and whatever you want. As far as this stuff's going, Miss Dorsey and I are trying two different ways to teach you. And I'm trying to teach you as much as it would look like if I was your teacher in class. Like you're just sitting there, maybe at home, but what you would be like exactly if you're in class. And this is the actual notes, and this is my whiteboard, and this is my pen, and I'm going to teach it like this. If you guys don't like it this way, and you want me to teach it more like maybe what we did last trimester, then I will do it that way. But give me a chance this 1 week to teach it flat out like a teacher, and then give me your comments back. Today, we are doing section 1.1, 1.2, tomorrow, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. We're going to finish chapter 1, which is just review, kind of pre-calc in Algebra 2. And then we'll take a quiz this Friday, and we will start the actual calc next Tuesday. If you look at the syllabus that I put on the Google Classroom, you'll see that 25% homework and 75%, well, I think it's 65% tests and 10% quizzes. And we'll have our first quiz this weekend. What else? I'll tell you more as we go, but let's get started. Lines, 1.1, chapter 1, section 1. Slope. Slope is M. Subtract the y's. If you have two coordinates, an x and a y, 2 points like 1, 2, and 3, 4, basically subtract the y coordinates over subtract the x coordinates. We call that rise over run. Horizontal lines, it's kind of like Algebra 1, maybe a little bit of Algebra 2 and pre-calc. Horizontal line has what slope? Horizontal line, it's not up, it's not down, it's just flat. And we call that zero slope. M equals 0. 0 rise, and then it doesn't really matter how much you run. Okay, as long as 0's on the top. Vertical lines, up and down. Vertical lines, this is what I tell in class, like on a ski. That's not a slope. That is literally jumping off a cliff and bad consequences. No slope, or they call it undefined. Undefined slope, and usually that is when you have a 0 on the bottom. Okay, so it would be rise 2, run 0, rise 2, run 0, or whatever, 3 over 0. Anything over 0, undefined slope, can't go over 0. This thing right there. All right. Moving up. Slopes of parallel lines. Slopes of parallel lines. Parallel lines. This slope and this slope right here. Let's just say this one is rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Slopes of parallel lines are equal. Okay, as far as taking notes, I don't know that you really need these notes or in your notes, and I'll tell you when to take notes. If you do think you need to know these things because you forgot them, then go ahead and write them down. But eventually, more towards the calc stuff. This is just kind of a refresher so that you can kind of, not jump in the water all at once here. We're trying to get you back into the math mode. All right. Parallel lines have the same slope. Next, perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines. Lines that meet at a 90-degree angle. Let's just say this one right here was rise 3, run 2. Perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. So if this is 3 over 2, this line would be reciprocal means flip them. And opposite, if this is positive, this would be negative. If this is negative, this would be positive. Opposite reciprocal slopes. Slopes of parallel lines have opposite reciprocals. All right, next. Slope-intercept form. Okay, need to know what slope-intercept form is. Probably learned it a long, long time ago. Y equals mx plus b. M is slope, what we just talked about, rise over run, and b is y-intercept. Okay, this is used, but not as used as the next one. You need to know slope-intercept form, but point slope form is the one we're going to use in calc the most. And this one, I don't think that's as covered as frequently as that one is. So let's talk about it. Point slope form. X1, Y1. That's your point. Okay, and your slope is M. So if you're given a point and a slope, it's easy, just pop it in. So this Y is always the same, always write Y. And then this is the Y coordinate of the point. M is the thing they give you right there. And this is the X coordinate of the point. Okay, so let's just say this was 2, 3, and the slope was 5. You would write Y minus the Y coordinate, which is 3, equals M, which is 5, times X minus the X coordinate, which is 2. And that's it. In calc, especially on my test, you can leave your answer like this in point slope form. I recommend it. Okay. If they ask you to switch forms, which sometimes they do, or sometimes on the multiple choice free response part of the test, you'll get this answer, but all the answers will be in Y equals mx plus b form. You might have to change this form to that form, which I'll talk about in a second. Anyway, this is called point slope form. The last one is called standard form. Standard form is ax plus by plus c. Sometimes answers on the AP test are in standard form. Sometimes they're in slope-intercept form. And sometimes they're in point slope form. So you just have to be able to use all three of these. Standard form, the two rules for standard form is this. Some with the X, some with the Y, and C. Rule one, no fractions. Okay, can't have fractions. And then the other rule is A, or the number in front of the X, the leading coefficient, is not negative. All right, so here we go. Example one. Example one right here. By the way, I think there's only 2 examples total. Example one, write the equation of a line passing through this point with this slope. Okay, write the equation of a line passing through this point. This is very easily point slope form. Here's a point, here's a slope. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this is your x and y coordinates of your point right there. So this would be y minus the y coordinate is 3 equals the slope is negative 3/2. X minus the x coordinate is 2. Done. That's it. Stop. Don't go any further. Oops, I went off the screen there. All right. Now I'm going to change this. So let's just say this is on the multiple choice test, multiple choice AP exam. And the answer, you got the right answer, but none of the answers look like this. All the answers say y equals, meaning it's in slope-intercept form. So let's transpose this into slope-intercept form. So y minus 3 equals negative 3/2 x minus 2 in y equals form or slope-intercept form. You would have to y minus 3 equals negative 3 halves. Distribute this to the x, distribute it to the negative 2. So negative 3 over 2 times negative 2 over 1, which would be positive 6 halves, which would be y minus 3 equals negative 3 over 2 plus 3. All right, lastly, we need to add this 3 to both sides, so you get y plus 3 equals negative 3 halves x plus 6. So now, this is called point slope form. This is slope intercept form. And the last one is called standard form. In your book, when you're doing your homework, they actually call it general form. Okay, same thing, standard form. And that is ax plus by equals c. So we want all the x's and y's on the left, and then the constant c on the right. Okay, 2 rules. Rule 1, no fractions. Rule 2, the leading coefficient of the number in front of the x can't be negative. Okay, so let's do the fractions thing first. Okay, what I'm going to show you right now is called a fraction buster. Y equals negative 3 halves x plus 6. I'm just rewriting this right here. Fraction buster. The thing that I don't like about this equation is it says it's divided by 2. All right, divided by 2. How do you get rid of divided by 2? Times 2. What do you times by 2? Everything. So times 2, times 2, times 2. This ends up being 2y equals, these 2's cancel out, and you get negative 3x plus 12. Okay, so for standard form, ax plus by equals c. The x's and the y's are on the left, and the constants are on the right, or you could have a flip-flop. So I want to put this over here. So I add 3x, add 3x, and I get 3x plus 2y equals 12. And that is called standard or general form. All right, standard or general form, slope intercept form, point slope form. Need to go back and forth between all three, know how to use each one of them. All right, moving on. Couple left, and we're almost done here. Next page. So we have example 2 and example 3, and we're done for the day. Okay, example 2. So example 2 says, write the equation of a line, so one of those 3 forms, with this point that is perpendicular to this equation. Okay, so let's see here. Write an equation of a line. Equation of the line. Y equals mx plus b is an equation of the line. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is called point slope form. This is called slope intercept form. The easier one to use of these two at this particular moment would be this one, which you're probably not used to using that much, and start getting used to it. This is the one we use the most in class. All right, we need a slope and a point. A point and a slope. Oh, look, got a point. Here's your point. That's your x, and that's your y. That's your x and that's your y. There's your point. Now we need a slope. Now, why did they say perpendicular to this? Okay, the slope of this is 3. What do we know about lines that are perpendicular to certain lines? If you look back to the previous note page, lines that are perpendicular have opposite reciprocal slopes. So if this slope is 3 over 1, the opposite reciprocal slope would be, flip them, that's 3 over 1, this is 1 over 3, make a negative sign. So something that is perpendicular to this slope of 3 would be negative 1/3. So I would go y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. My slope of my perpendicular line is negative 1/3. third. Y minus y1 is 2. y1 is 2. Or the y coordinate is 2. And then it'd be x minus, what's the x coordinate? -1. So minus -1, which is really +1. There's your answer. That's it. Okay, last example. And then do your homework. Homework would be assignment 1.1. By the way, all the answers. I'll post all the answers. Also, the textbook will be online. Also, there's a college website. This is a college textbook. This is a college class. There's a college website called Slader.com. SLADER.com, and it has every single answer to every single homework problem in this entire book, and your chemistry book, and your physics book, and most of your college books, written by college students. So it's good. It's not great. Sometimes they get them wrong, but most of the time it's pretty good. They actually have an app called Slader.com, and you just type it, just go right to your books on any of the classes that you have. But I'll also provide you guys with answers, and I will personally answer your homework questions if you'd like me to, starting Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, on the days we're not distance learning. Anyway, last equation. So it's write the equation of a vertical line and a horizontal line through 4, 6. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. Horizontal lines. Let's do horizontal. Horizontal line. Horizontal line is this line. That's a horizontal line. It has a slope of 0. Horizontal line, horizontal line, horizontal line. These are all horizontal lines. Now, if I draw an X, Y, and I go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over 4, up 6. Boom. There's 4, 6. Okay, horizontal line right here. Okay, slope is 0. M equals 0. Y-intercept, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So y equals mx plus b. Slope is 0. Y equals 0x plus the y-intercept is 6. Y equals 6. Now, I did that for you one time. Let's not talk about this anymore because I'll tell you this. All horizontal lines are y equals. Y equals, y equals, y equals, y equals. Y equals 1. Y equals 2. Y equals 3. Y equals 4, 5, 6. Y equals 100, or y equals -100. Horizontal lines are y equals, which must mean vertical lines are not y equals, x equals. And what does x equal at 4, 6? X equals 4. So the vertical line is x equals 4. The horizontal line is y equals 6. All horizontal lines, y equals. All vertical lines, x equals. Now, how do I know? How do I get them straight? Which one's x equals? Which one's y equals? This is how I do it in my head. Okay. This one right here. It's never, ever, 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 ever going to hit the y-axis. It's only going to hit the x-axis at some spot. And where's it going to hit it at for? X equals 4. Just draw the line and then tell me what's it going to hit. It's going to hit x at 4. Y equals lines. Never, ever, ever is this horizontal line going to hit the x-axis. It's going to hit the y, where? At 6. All horizontal lines, x equals, all horizontal lines, y equals, all vertical lines, x equals. You'll get used to it. Anyway, nice day, good stuff. Do your homework, give it your best shot. It's worth 25% of your grade. We'll take a quiz on this on Friday, and then we'll hit the really good stuff calc next week. I'll answer more questions when we're in person on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.